Hi everyone, it's Peggy Merwin with Stamp with Peggy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Wonder Lake, Illinois. Thank you for joining me tonight. Tonight is Tuesday, December 6th. Usually I'm on Mondays, but I had another appointment last night, so I couldn't make it last night. So hopefully you will be able to join me or watch the replay tonight. Tonight we're going to do some gift packaging. Hi, Donna. I know Monday nights aren't good for you, so I'm glad you were able to pop on tonight for a little bit. Yeah, we're doing gift packaging tonight as we are in the gift giving season. So I decided to show you some different ways of using your designer paper to be able to make those little gifts pretty. Okay, so let me get myself up here so that I can watch for your comments. Hi, Annie. Thanks for joining. Okay, Linda's on. Becky White, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing the video. I appreciate it. Okay, so you guys know that routine. Share, comment, tag, like, follow me, like my page. Hi, Glenda. Thanks for joining. Hi, Diane. All of this helps me as my viewership grows, and that does lots so that we can have lots of other different things that we're doing. Before I forget, the sharing and commenting, I'm a little behind. So last week I forgot to do a drawing. And so the Fine Sparkle Adhesive Bag Gems and Gail Diss is the winner of this from comments from a week ago. Or actually, I guess it's 2 weeks ago. And then I took all of the names and likes and shares and comments and all that fun stuff. And I have another package of the Fine Sparkle Adhesive Back Gems. These things are fabulous. And if the color isn't quite right, take your Stampin' Blends and you can color right over the top of them and change the color. Yay. Hi, Deb. Thanks for joining. Okay, and so the winner from last week's comments is Nancy Madison. Nancy's up in northern Wisconsin. So Nancy, pop me an ad or a message or an email again with your address. I think I already have it, but let's just verify it and so that we can get this off in the mail to you. And I have, there's a couple others of you that I owe to yet. I just didn't get them in the mail. So those will be going in the mail this week as I get caught up and ready to kind of put stamping on hold just a little bit so I can pull my sewing machine out and do some quilting for a few little Christmas gifts. Okay, so anything else? Don't forget the last chance list. There are items on there that have sold out, but some of those prices are fabulous. If I remember right, these Fine Sparkle Gems are on, I know they're on the last chance list, but if I remember right, they're like super cheap. So go grab some of those. Host code I will show as we get down so that you use that host code. Okay, let's just go ahead and turn it down and see what we've got. So hang on just a second. All right, let's get this so you're not looking up at the ceiling. Okay, hi Jackie, thanks for joining. I have been busy. Hopefully you have been following on my blog and on my Facebook. I know my little assistant, Katie, has been posting, and then I've grabbed a couple of them also and been posting my 12 Days of Christmas with Peggy projects. I have lots of 12 Days of Christmas going on right now. But my projects, I've been posting those every day with some fun things for you. So hopefully you've been able to join in some of those. Oh, and I forgot to go back through and do drawing for last month's challenge. I will try to get that done this week also so that you have a couple of weeks to play when I'm not quite as active, though I will be doing some online type things. I just don't have any personal classes or in-person classes in December while I try to get other things done. Okay, so this kind of started because when we had a demonstrator event in Indianapolis last month. And we take little gifts for each other. And this adorable bag was made by Colleen Curl. And so she put a tag on. I mean, it's super simple, but it's beautiful. She used the Splendid Day designer paper. and then added a tag and a fun embellishment on there. Now, the bag's done. I used what was inside of it, but you could take this, put it on a chain and make it into a necklace or onto your keys. Okay. So this is just made with the designer paper. And then she sturdied it up by putting some of the white cardstock, white base that's in designer paper packages. She stuck in there to make it nice and strong and sturdy. So I decided we buy designer paper, Sharon Levodnik, because it is so beautiful. And sometimes we have to have 2 and 3 packages of it, right? Okay, so I decided let's use some of it. Let's get those beautiful papers out and let's create some different sized bags, all with designer paper. You can make small bags, you can make big bags, okay? And I didn't do any decorating at all yet. This paper is plain on one side and then this beautiful print here. And so I just created this. I folded the top down so that the white shows. I can make like a big round tag with a Santa on it and put that on the front of it. And then I can put a gift inside. How about the Muddy Buddies? Fold that top down. That will fit right down in there. Put a couple little pieces of tissue paper up and poof, you have an adorable gift. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to kind of walk you through the process. The first one, and I kind of started a little bit just to get my bearings. So I had this piece of designer paper in the package, and it is a 12-inch long piece, and it is, let's get that out of the way, a little under 7 inches, okay? And again, I just grabbed this as a chunk that was already pre-cut. So then I scored it at 1 inch the whole length so that I have this to be able to turn backwards. Thanks, Donna. Isn't that cute back there? I just love them. All right, what is the name of the gold ribbon and is it still available? Let me go grab it. Hang on just a second. Yeah, this ribbon is beautiful. And Jackie, I can't remember if it is still available. It is gold 3/8 inch ribbon. I believe it's the holiday catalog, so it will be leaving us, but it's just really, really pretty ribbon. Okay, sorry. So I scored it at 1 inch, and you can fold it backwards because this is going to be the main part of our bag. And then I wanted it wide enough so that it's a masculine one, Sue. It's not busy. 1.5 inches wide is kind of what I decided. And what I do is if I don't have something in particular, I just kind of make a general size. If I have, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to take something and I'm going to create a box or a bag just for that. But I just kind of went, okay. I could put a bag of nuts inside this one. I could put a couple of other small things. So 1.5 inches is what I decided. So then I just started scoring. I scored it at 1.5 inches. And on this, I kind of went backwards. I needed, oh, you know what? Ignore this because I didn't need this. This one I kind of goofed on. I forgot. Okay, ignore that little piece. Okay, so then I scored it at 1.5 inches on the other side. And then I measured what I had left. Okay, so if I started, this one I started then with 10.5 because I screwed up. Okay, and 1.5 inches and 1.5 inches is 3 inches we're going to take off. So I've got 7.5 inches in between those score lines. I need another 1.5 inches for the middle section. And I know this is math. Okay, so now I'm down to 6 inches. That means each of my center sections, my bag, can be 3 inches wide. So I have 1.5 inches and 3. So I'm scoring it at 4.5 inches. And then I need another 1.5 inches. So I'm scoring it at 6 inches. Okay, and then I'm going to scoot it over, and I need another 3 inches, so I'm going to take it over to 9 inches, and I'm going to score it. Okay, so there I have 1.5 inches, 4.5, 6 inches, 9 inches, and 1.5 inches left. Are you confused yet? Okay. And so then we take and we cut up on the score lines on the bottom. Again, my top edge is 1 inch, and so we're just cutting. Then you can take a hole punch or my good old-fashioned crocodile on that 1 inch section at the top. Okay, where is my score line? You know what? We're going to do it just a little bit different. Okay, my adhesive is... Okay, give me a minute. Uh-oh. My computer, give me just a second. My computer went blank. Okay, there we go. Oh my goodness, Diane, you made 45 little treat bags using DSP. That is awesome. I love it. Okay, so we are going to take on the top edge, we're going to cut one of those pieces off just to get rid of some bulk. Okay, and then we are going to go ahead and adhere the edge just like that. Okay, so I'm going to start out, I'm going to put some adhesive. No, I can't do that. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, let's do it like this. I didn't struggle on the first one. Okay, I'm taking the crocodile down to that 1 inch score line on the top in roughly 1 inch. We're going to put a ribbon at the top of this bag. And so I need holes in the front, and then I need holes in the back. So we're going to do the same thing. And it's really hard to see because of the pattern. I understand that. Okay. Then we are going to take, I used old olive ribbon because it will coordinate here. And what did I just see? Oh, yay, Nancy. Good girl. Okay. So then I'm going to feed the ends through on this ribbon. And I'm going from what's going to be the fold over to what's going to be the right side of my paper. Okay, so I'm going from the wrong side to the right side. And I'm just going to leave it about, I don't know, 1/2 inch, just enough to be able to tuck it in. And then we're going to repeat it. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, now we're going to run adhesive all along that 1 inch section. And we're going to tack down the ribbon. And then we're just going to fold that down to secure it, except for this end where we are going to, no, it's this end where we're going to tuck it in. Okay. So we need this end loose here. Okay, then we're going to put adhesive on, and I need to cut this one off also. Sometimes you can see better from the opposite side. Okay, this is our flap that's going to adhere. So we don't want that little bottom flap on there. And of course, I ran out of adhesive right then. Ay, 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 ay. Okay. What did everybody do this weekend? What did we do? We went to a craft show. I worked on getting more of my projects caught up. Okay, my husband had inventory, so we couldn't plan anything, which was actually good because it kept us doing the things we needed to do. Oh my goodness, you guys, seriously. I promise the next one will be right. Okay. But again, remember, there's never a wrong. There's just a different way to do it, right? Oh, who made cookies? Deb made cookies. Yay. What kind of cookies? What are you guys' favorite Christmas cookies? Okay, now we're just going to adhere this shut. And so we're going to tuck those bottom ends in and adhere that. And then we are going to close it again. Played bunco for the first time. Awesome. I haven't done it in a long time, but I did Stampin' Bunco a couple of times. Okay. And so, again, a little crazy doing, but there's our fun, small little, and it doesn't look as busy now when it's kind of folded up. It's just a pretty little bag with some trees. Okay. All right. Now let's see if we can do one decent this time. Ooh, molasses sugar cookies. I love those. Those are my favorite. That sounds awesome. What did somebody say? Sitting pretty cookies. What are sitting pretty cookies, Wendy? I've not heard that before. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Raspberry almond butter cookies. Frosted cookies and sprinkles. Those are an all-time favorite. Peanut butter blossoms. I might try peanut butter blossoms this year with peanut butter cups instead of the stars on them. Okay, and Annie, I'm not going to say this right. Pitzels. What are those? Is that with like a rolling pin that has a design on them? Okay. Anyways, back to this. So then I decided I wanted a big bag. And so I took 12 by 12 paper. This is one of the host-only papers. And I decided my top edge, I wanted it like almost 2 inches, but not quite. So I started with 2 3/4 inches. So I scored both pieces at 2 3/4. Now, the thing you have to remember, if you have a print with a direction, okay, make sure you test it out so that, let's do it this way. If I'm doing my paper the right side and I fold it back, now my trees are upside down. Okay, we don't want that. We want our trees to go the right direction. So make sure you check that out before you fold it. Okay, all right, so I did that on both pieces. And then I decided I wanted my bag to be 2 inches deep. So if it's 2 inches at the bottom, then the sides also have to be 2 inches. Okay, so I scored it at 2 inches, at 2 inches, and at 2 inches. Okay, so that 3 sides are 2 inches, and the top side is 1 3/4. And then, let's see, this side, maybe I can see it a little better. Then we're just going to trim our corners. See, and this one's going to be much easier. And again, we're trimming the bottom edge, not the top edge. We'll see if I can get the top edge right this time so that it's kind of tucked in and finished off. Okay, now we're going to do that opposite corner, and you're doing the exact same thing on both pieces of designer paper. Okay, so that's the good thing. Every package has 2 matching. So you've got enough to make, so out of a 12 by 12 paper pack, you have enough paper to make 6 bags, big bags, and you could make smaller bags if you didn't make them all so big. Okay, and so I angle cut the small tabs because I want to get rid of some of the bulk so there's not so much pressing. Okay, so we're going right up inside. And then I've done both bags, both pieces, front and the back. Okay, I want to put my ribbon in before I do anything else. So with this, I can hold them both together at the same time. And then, with this one, I'm not going to get in deep enough. That could be the case. All right, just a second as I grab my pierce tool or pick tool. Take a pick tool, okay? And so just determine where you want your ribbon. And again, maybe I'll go in 2 inches like that. I'm going to go back some. So I don't know, about a 1/2 inch. And I'm going right on the score line. And again, I'm at the top edge. Okay. And just make sure that you kind of wiggle it around so you get it nice and clean and open. All right. Then I decided on this one because I've got the pretty green and I've got the black and white. I'm going to use black and white gingham. And so there's a hole and there's a hole. So that should be big enough. So again, there's no accurate measuring. It's just, yeah, about like that. Okay, I like this project. You actually use and see both sides of the paper. See, that's exactly. When you have those papers you can't decide, this is perfect because you do get to see both of them. Okay, again, we're going from the wrong side of the paper to the right side of the paper. Come on. Oh, Peggy, Peggy, Peggy. There it is. Right there, except it closed. Okay, let's try it again. And we're going to go right in there. There. And then we're going to take the opposite end of the same piece. And we're going to come right in here. Like that. And then we're going to go ahead and seal it down. Okay, remember, don't let me forget, I don't want to close that end down all the way because I want to be able to tuck it in. Okay, that's my extra piece. Okay, I need a little bit of adhesive right there to stick it down. And a little bit of adhesive right there. Okay, I can't remember. Annie, you said pixels. What does it say? Italian cookie wafer. Oh, yum. Now you just got to make it gluten-free, right? Okay, we're going to concentrate on the center part. And we're not going to close down those outside edges so that I can tuck that in. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing with the ribbon on this opposite one. Except on this one, I am going to, before I even start, I'm going to cut those top corners off. Ooh, can't see that very good. And then over here on this one, let's try the other side of the paper and see if that works any better. I'm cutting right on the score line. And there. And then we're going to take our ribbon, and again, we're going to go from the wrong side to the right side. Okay. And then we're going to adhere this down. Just need to tack that. So let's pull this a little tighter. And then we'll get this. And then we close this down. Oh, I lost my computer again. All right, hang on. Got to get you back. Okay, there we go. Okay. So that's how big our box is going to, or our bag is going to be. Isn't that cool? Now we just have to adhere our sides. And so we're just going to go, yep, this one, we have to cut these edges off. So when you're doing the big one, on the one of the pieces, you have to cut the 4 corners, flaps off completely. All right, and then we're putting adhesive on the wrong side. Got it right this time. Okay, and then we're just gonna slide it up under there. And adhere that down. So now we have a great big long piece. of which, get that out of the way, okay. Then we're going to put adhesive on, and I did it wrong again. That's got to be on the opposite side. You want the adhesive on the wrong side of the bag. Not the right, the wrong side. Okay. And I'm going to have to try to do something to cover that up because that adhesive is going to stick all over everything. But we'll figure that out. Okay. So then we're going to fold this over here so that we can work with this. And goodness gracious. Okay, we're just going to tuck that up in there. This is where green glue would come in really handy right now. Okay, because green glue will let you maneuver it all so that you can get everything in there nice and snug and tight. Okay, there's that part. And then we're just going to bring it down. There, I made that a lot harder looking than it needed to be. Okay, and then again, we're going to just tip it so that we can put our ends together. And so let's put adhesive on these. You guys still with me? It's kind of quiet. Yeah, Becky says I'd be swearing by now. I swear it's not that hard. And I'm going to prove it to you on the next one. I'm losing a few of you there. Okay. So we tuck our tabs in. We line up the back. And then we're going to put adhesive on our final flap. So especially if you're doing a handmade gift, you could coordinate like something with the gnomes. You could use the gnome paper to then make a bag. And so this bag, using 2 sheets of 12 by 12, is about 8 by 8, give or take. I guess it's about 8 1/4 inches tall and 8 inches wide. So that's a pretty good sized bag. You could put a book down inside there. You know, not a super thick book, but you could put a book down in there with tissue paper. You could stamp the tissue paper to coordinate with it. Okay, so there's 4 bags total. All right, let's see if we can do this. I have one of the, I thought it was Bath and Body Works, but it's I don't know for sure what brand, but it's very pretty. Okay, so then I took, again, a piece of designer paper that I just had in the package. So I know that I need a bag that is at least 5 inches tall, okay? This time I'm going to do one that's kind of a pinch bag. So I need it to be at least an inch taller. So we're going to go 6 inches, at least 6 inches. And what do we have? We have 8 inches here. So the other measurement I want to check is I need a bag that is about an inch. So we're going to go 1 1/4 inches on the bottom. Okay, you with me? We're going to go 1 1/4 inches on the bottom, and I'm not going to fold over the top this time. Okay, so here is my score line to create my bottom. And then I want it to be 2 inches wide. So we are going to start with 2 inches. And then I did 1 1/4 inches, so then we need to go 3 1/4 inches. And then I've got 2 inches, so I go 5 1/4 inches. And then I need 2 inches again, so then I've got 7 1/4 inches. And then I need a 1/2 inch to be able to adhere over here. So I'm at 7 3/4. Okay, so then I'm just going to cut. This is extra paper I didn't need. So I started with an 8 by 12. It's ending up being 7 3/4 by 8. Okay. Then we're done with the paper trimmer. And then this is the gnome paper. So there's my bottom. Oh no, that's one of my sides. And there's one of the sides. And there's one of the sides. Oh, good Lord. Peggy, Peggy, Peggy. I did it wrong again. I am so sorry. I will put the correct measurements here. This is just a hot mess tonight, right? This last one needed to be just 1 1/4 inches. Okay, so I'm going to score it here. That's my 1/2 inch mark. And then I'm going to cut it off. So my piece is 8 inches by 7 inches. Okay, I have 4 panels and the 1/2 inch flap for adhering. And then I have 1 1/4 inches at the bottom. So we are going to trim off that excess one there. We don't need that. And I'm trying to find where's the easiest to see my score lines. Right there. Up to the score line. And then the same thing. If you get a busy pattern, you can do that. Fold it on the score lines and then you can see where you need to cut. Right up there. Okay. And that's all we need to cut. See, this one's much simpler. No swearing at all, Becky. We are going to put adhesive on this 1/2 inch flap here. And then we're just going to fold it. So now we have our nice little rectangle. We're going to seal the bottom of it, same as we always do. So we're going to do the back and fold that over. Make sure our ends are all in. And then we're going to do the front. Okay. So now our base is all closed up. We can put our little treat down in there. And this time, and we've got lots of extra, we're going to pinch it. See, we've done these before. That's, again, just a bag. And we're going to use, let's see, I want a bigger hole. We're going to use our crocodile again. We're going to come down in here, and we're going to punch. And we're going to punch. So we have 2 holes. And this time, let's see if we can do it. We haven't done one of these in a while. Piece of ribbon. And, okay, let's see if I can remember how to do this. We go through both holes. And I did it backwards. Okay, we need to come from the back. Okay, there's one. Okay, and there you go, Becky. Yay, much easier. Oh my goodness, you guys. Got myself so flustered tonight, I can't even get my ribbon through. Okay, so I'm taking my ribbon and I'm going through from the back, or from the back to the front. Okay, and then I'm going to kind of come back through again. So I'm going to cross over and take the one from the right side over to the left hole. Instead of tying it, and then back through again. So it seals it up nice, but it gives me just kind of a different look to it. Trim that ribbon off. Okay, how cute is that? Add a little embellishment to it, and boom. So dig that paper out and create some fun packaging. Would love to see what you do with it. So look at that. We have all different sizes. We have big, long rectangles. Let's turn that one over. And we have giant sized bags also. I can't even get them all in the picture. Here, how about this? I don't think that even quite did it. Let's go up here and see. Whoops. All right, there we go. Okay, so that's it for this week. Thank you so much for hanging in there with me through all of the mishaps. I will put down the measurements of these that I made tonight. I will figure out what the measurement on the long rectangle one is. But again, just take your paper, whatever you have for a gift to put in it, kind of get your starter measurements, and that will then tell you what you need, how big of a piece or what you need to be able to create the fun bag. Okay, so thank you so much, you guys, and I will see you next Monday, December 12th. We will finish up the 12 days of Christmas for those who started the gift packaging, for those who started on the 1st. The rest of you may be starting on next Monday. So it will be exciting to see how the rest of you feel about it. Okay? You guys have a great week. We'll see you next Monday. Bye-bye.